Okay, we do it now. Welcome everyone. Today I won't make you wait until the end for the big review. I'll give you the answer right here, right now. The secret to unlocking unstoppable progress. It's Kaizen, the compounding principles, tiny habits and micro improvement. And guess what? All the tips that we'll discuss today are simple and practical enough. You can literally pause this video and start implementing them. Subscribe to this channel now, because trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. And the entire theme of today would be one more. Not many more, nothing dramatic, but just one more. So let's start. One more stairs. Let's kick things off with a simple but a powerful move. Every day, challenge yourself to climb just one more additional stairs. It may seem small, but did you know that climbing just one extra stairs burns roughly 10 calories? Again, it depends on the weight, the speed, and the different other factors, but I'm just averaging it out. Over the course of a year, that's 3,600 extra calories. In itself doesn't change anything, but when you do that in combination with some of the other suggestions I have, it can be massive. And this one, you can do it right now. Well, if you cannot find stairs, just do some sit-ups. One more dollar saved. We all want money, and it's one of the primal needs of today, right? Financial stability is built at $1 at a time. Unless you're Warren Buffett, then probably 1 million at a time. Challenge yourself to save just one more dollar each day. Saving just $1 can end up with $365 in the year, right? What if we stretch that to $5 a day? That is $1,825 a year. Let's say you did this for 1 year, you just saved $5 every day. You did it for 1 year, you put this money into an index fund, and I'm looking at the historical numbers. Funds linked to index give returns of roughly 15%. So let's use the same calculation here. So you put $1,825 in an index fund, you leave it and come back 10 years, you have roughly $11,000, and all by just saving maybe roughly one coffee for exactly a year. If we want to stretch that, let's do $10 a day. Let's assume that you can save $10 a day, right? And you do it only for 1 year, and you forget about it. You put this money after a year, and then you forget about it. 10 years later, you could have anywhere between $8,000 to $24,000. And again, I use the index funds average. In about 15 years, you have about $14,766, just foregoing probably one coffee a day, or just making your own coffee instead of buying it elsewhere. So whether it's skipping the morning coffee or packing your own lunch or other small sacrifices, you can do it. It's just one more. Small sacrifices today can lead to a very, very big tomorrow. One more stretch. Let's talk about flexibility, both physical and mental. And in these days where people work from home a lot, it's almost impossible to remember that you could actually stretch a little bit, walk around a little bit, right? So start your day with one extra stretch. It's a small action with big benefits, setting the tone for a day of productivity and well-being. A simple 10-minute stretch can burn up to 25 to 30 calories, again depending on what you do and your body weight and other factors, but I'm just taking an average. Just sitting in a stretch position for a few minutes can burn up to 30 calories. One more sip. Hydration is key, folks, especially if you work from home. It's difficult to remember to drink water. But by drinking one extra glass of water, you could burn an additional 100 calories a day. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I mean, water doesn't have calories. Drinking water means less calories. How? Right? Yes, drinking water itself doesn't do anything, but the effect of drinking a water and keeping your tummy full and not drinking other sugary drinks, when you put that combination, it makes a lot of difference. It's not the water. When you drink the water, you feel a little fuller. You're likely to eat a little bit less. And if you are a fan of sugary drinks, then you might feel a little full for you to go for your sugary drinks. And if you're not sure if you're drinking enough water, there's always this urine color chart. So go look at it, and then it's another way for you to know if you're drinking enough water or not. One more chew. Mindful eating is a game changer, and we don't even think about it. With each bite, chew one more time. By just taking one extra bite and chewing slowly, you'll maximize the nutritional benefits from your meals, and you also enjoy the food a little longer. The study discussed in the article published in BMJ Open examined the relationship between eating speed and the weight among 60,000 people in Japan with diabetes. It indicates that eating slower has a correlation to less people being less obese and being less diabetic. Of course, I'm not a medical professional myself. I will share the links of these studies in the description if you want to know more. But ask anyone who's wise enough in healthcare, they will tell you eating slower does definitely have its benefits. 1 more minute of learning. Knowledge is power. Dedicate just 1 more minute each day to learn something new. It could be watching a micro lesson on Instagram, or it could be another video from me or another person like me teaching something new on YouTube. It could be anything, but just dedicate that one extra minute to learn something new that you haven't. Spending 1 minute a day can add up to additional 6 hours during the year. If you're on Audible or other audiobook platforms, you'll know that's roughly the equivalent of one average size book. So that's almost like learning, that's almost reading a new book every year without doing much, just one extra minute. So let's stretch that to 5 minutes instead of 1 minute. And if you're watching this video, I assume that you want to improve yourself, and I assume 5 minutes a day to read is not a big deal. So if you do that, that's 35 minutes a week. And if you do 52 times 35 minutes, that's like taking an extra lesson in your semester at college. That's almost the number of class hours I had for a subject in an entire semester during my college. You could pick one high income skill and learn enough on it to make money from it. So I've done this myself. I've added a link to the description where I talk about some high income skills. So for example, you could learn how to write. So if you're a professional, remember there's a lot of other people who want to know what you want to know. There aren't enough teachers outside for them to know it. So if you can utilize your knowledge and actually write about it and create content that other people can learn from, that's a very valuable skill. So I write blogs for some tech companies, and I price them anywhere between $300 to $500 depending on the length and etc. But that's a skill that I've learned in the last couple of years, just to express my thoughts with words. I've also learned affiliate marketing, I've learned SEO, and each of these have meant thousands of dollars to me in the last couple of years. One more experiment. Life is an experiment, right? At the end of your life, you don't remember all the average and dull moments. You remember these moments that made you feel something. It could be it was exciting, it made you wonder, or it was even scary. But these are the moments you remember. Challenge yourself to try just one more experiment each week. You know, doing one new thing each week is 50 plus times in a year, and you're more likely to have some great experiences coming from this. When life fades, all we have is memories. Create as many of them. Take a path you didn't take before. If you go on a bus, go on a bike. If you go on a bike, take bus. If you or walk sometime. Ask yourself, what is the one new thing that you can try this week? One more act of kindness. Kindness costs nothing, yet it can change somebody's day entirely. Challenge yourself to perform just one more act of kindness every day, whether it's holding the door for someone, or saying thank you, or offering a compliment, or lending a helping hand. Studies have shown that performing acts of kindness releases endorphins, body's natural feel-good chemicals. So it also is good for you when you help somebody else. By spreading kindness, you'll not only brighten somebody else's day, but you'll also be improving your own mood and well-being. Imagine 10 years, you work at a place, and 10 years later, you are known as the kindest person in any room that you walk into. What kind of influence would that buy you in the long run? The doors that kind of reputation will open, you have no idea where it can lead you to. One more connection. Having good quality social connections don't just enhance your life, but it might actually extend it. Life is better when it's shared with others. Reach out and make one more connection each day, or each week, whether it's a phone call to an old friend, or a message to a family member, or sometimes, funnily enough, it could also be a message to your future self. Social connections are linked to increased happiness, better health, and even a longer life expectancy. By nurturing your relationships, you'll enrich your life in more ways than one. One more step towards your goals. Everyone has heard about goal setting. You probably even tried it. It's like having a roadmap for your dreams. If you're not sure where to start and it sounds like a foreign language, don't fret. Taking just one more step towards your dreams and goals, it's easier than you think, and it can make a huge difference. Unlike what most people think, goals doesn't have to be so aspirational that it transforms you into somebody else. That kind of transformation does not last long. Here's the deal. Whether you want to start your new business, or travel the world, or master an art, all of that is possible. And all of that starts with simple steps. Just focus on doing one small thing towards it every day. So if you want to learn about, a new language, or if you want to learn how to start a business, there are millions of videos on YouTube. Find some good ones and start just listening to one. It gives you an idea, it pushes you a little bit towards it. Watch the next one, go a little further, and then it's not possible for you to be really wiser and be clear about how you want to achieve this if you watch this through an entire year. Imagine watching 300 videos on how to start a business that evolves over time. At some point, I bet you would almost probably buy a course from somebody who has done this before, and you would probably explore your options of setting up what kind of business is the right one for you. The the point where most people fail is not at the end, it's somewhere in the beginning or somewhere in the first half. People aren't consistent enough with their big moves, and that's because they give up too easily. They go for really big chunks, and it becomes too much for them to chew. So I would say take small bites so that you can keep doing it for much longer time. So some ideas on finding out, what hobbies, what exploring different careers or hobbies online, and to see what sparks. Write down 3 things you're passionate about and see if you can turn them into goals that make sense. Reach out to someone that you like/admire and ask them how they did it, and ask them for help. Take a free online course or watch a tutorial on the topic. So assuming, let's say, you want to master the art of, let's say, piano. There are lots of videos out there, and when you skim through enough, you know the good ones, and you can just download a piano app on your phone or iPad or laptop even, and you can just start playing it without having to do anything else more dramatic than that. And start noting down when you think of these interesting things. Maybe you want to start a business, write that down. Maybe you have developed further ideas on what kind of businesses might be right for you, write that down. Maybe you found a course online that explains and teaches you how to expand on this particular niche that you started, write it down. As time goes by, you find 3 4 different approaches to turning that into a proper business, write it down. So just keep moving one step. Don't be afraid to dream big, but remember, every passing day you don't do great things, you do small things. So while you want the big, great, shining goal, what you have to measure yourself is on the tiny steps that you take every day. 1 hour without digital distractions. In a world filled with constant noise, it's essential to unplug and allow yourself to reconnect with the present moment. Challenge yourself to spend 1 hour each week. I would say each day, but if that's a bit of a stretch, then try with a week. 1 hour every week without a digital distraction. So no phones, no computers, nothing electronic that is taking your attention. Just be present in the moment. It's great if you can actually replace your digital distraction with another hobby like a sport or walking or whatever, but see if you can find that 1 hour without being disturbed. Of course, you already know that reduced screen times equals less stress, better sleep, etc., but I'm not going to preach you on that. And if you're someone like me who likes to write, I would challenge you to write one more blog post. Go to a free platform like medium.com, sign up, and start writing your thoughts. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to even make sense to anybody else. Just write down what you think. And eventually, after a few hundred attempts like mine, you would probably even be a very well-paid author. Somebody might be willing to pay you $300, $500 per blog when they can see this body of work. But it's okay to practice in public. My recommendation is medium.com, because if you do write good stuff, there's good audience there, and you could even make money. So I would suggest go to medium.com, sign up, and you can even follow me there. And very importantly, try to learn how to use AI. I mean, for most people, you've heard about ChatGPT, but you don't really know what it can do. And it's free to sign up in most countries. And in most countries, there are also other options that are based on OpenAI technology. So find a generative AI and try using it. It could be just to brainstorm some ideas with it. It could be asking it to write a poem, or if you're a developer, ask it to write some code. Do something with it so you understand how generative AI and AI in general works. Because AI in the next 5-10 years, it will become the technology of the future. Just like how my parents had to learn how to operate touchscreens and smartphones, our generations and the ones that come after will have to live with AI as, let's say, a base technology. So The faster you learn it, the better it is for yourself. That is it for today, folks. Like, share, and subscribe, and share what you think. I always reply to every single comment. Take care. Do that one more thing.